358 over 2 days is a game not many people have played. I'm going to be completely honest, I never beat Days, but despite the fact that I didn't experience every hour of the 358 days between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate the story. Days might have the most emotional and impactful story out of every Kingdom Hearts game. It is fascinating and incredibly emotional. If you don't know, Days is a tragedy about 3 people stuck in a cult, who slowly become best friends, only to lose one another. When Nomura was given the go-ahead to make a sequel to Kingdom Hearts, he had a lot of room to work with. Not only did he make Kingdom Hearts 2, but he got to make 2 separate spin-off games between the 2 of them. While Chain of Memories is all about setting up the rest of the games and experimenting with new mechanics, Days is a character study on each of the new villains. We get to know all of them, their tics, their shortcomings, and the ways they are influenced and manipulated by the cult they serve. The story revolves around 2 people, Roxas and Xion. Roxas is Sora's nobody, but unlike everyone else, he was born without any memories. At the same time, Xion, spoiler alert, is a replica. She was created to steal Sora's powers and be used as a puppet to serve the organization. The 2 of them struggle to understand who they are and why they should stay in the organization at all. Axel, everyone's favorite character, is a sort of mentor figure. Some say he's like a big brother or like a surrogate dad. Regardless of how you see his mentorship, his job is to help Roxas remember things, acting like a physical therapist or a teacher. His catchphrase, "got it memorized," isn't just a fun thing he says. It's a mantra that he uses to help them understand. It's a signal that means what he just said needs to be remembered. When you put your hand on the stove, it burns. Got it memorized? That's the point of it. He teaches Roxas everything. How to talk, how to fight, what memories are, what love is. He constantly answers Roxas's questions about life. And most importantly, he teaches Roxas about friendship, about empathy and compassion. On the surface, Axel is a cold-hearted assassin. He's always stuck with the organization's icky jobs. He does all the dirty work. But despite all the horrible things he's forced to do, there's a performative nature to the way he works. Deep down, he still cares. He still takes his time during his days off to sit on the clock tower of the Roxas and eat ice cream. This ice cream isn't just a fun snack. They might even be sitting on the tower so that no one can listen to them. Axel is teaching Roxas about life, and he's beginning to question what the cult has taught him. When Roxas keeps asking him all these important questions about life, Axel starts to question just what he believes, what the cult has told him. There's so many contradictions in the way that they talk about people. And as Roxas asks questions, Axel learns more. The organization constantly lies to its members, telling them that they are heartless, emotionless drones that won't be whole unless they do what they say. But it's all a lie. The organization's goal is to continue studying the ways of the heart, to continue Ansem's research, build replica bodies that for their leader to possess, create an artificial Kingdom Hearts so that he can control everything, to find Ventus and Aqua so he can get more Keyblades under his control. And the most tragic of all the things it's meant to do, the entire organization is built to strengthen and control 13 vessels so Xehanort can possess them, so he could live 13 extra lives. Xemnas himself is also tormented, who despite enacting all of Xehanort's plans, has this longing, this pain left over from what's left of Terra. He desperately wants to feel, to stop all this. But deep down, all he really wants is power and control. He taught everyone around him that they are nothing. They can never be whole unless they follow him. But the truth is, he's the one that did this to them. He killed many of them, and he lies to them. The members at the top are so afraid of being removed from existence that they do whatever he tells them. Some of the members even try to stage a coup. 2 former Keyblade-wielding heroes from back in the day, corrupted by their sudden and painful deaths, desperately try to take over the organization, to stop this man from everything he has planned. and to enact their own control over the universe. They are trying so desperately to regain the power they used to have, but the programming has made them think that they're hollow and emotionless. And under Sayex's orders, Axel hunts them all down, and he ends them one by one. He even kills some bystanders along the way, taking out Vexen and Zexion because they know too much. He and Sayex aren't trying to take over the organization for their own means. They want to destroy it at any cost, but they've lost their way. Roxas doesn't understand any of this. He's barely been alive for a year. He just does his missions day after day. But then he meets Xion. Xion starts off an empty shell, a copy of Sora, a puppet, a robot, a clone, a toy. But eventually, she gets closer to Roxas, and Roxas brings her to the clock tower. Slowly, she begins to develop an identity. She isn't this boy named Sora. She's her own person, a distorted mirror of everyone Sora knows. She looks similar to Kairi, but she has a bunch of memories. Some of Riku's memories, some of Sora's. She has a few of Roxas's. Her and Roxas are linked. She might even have some of Ventus's memories deep down inside. But ultimately, the mix of all these different memories and all of her experiences make her her own person. Everyone keeps telling her that she's an it, a thing, a useless, failed experiment. They continue to not call her even a person, let alone Xion. But slowly, Axel begins to care about her. The most fascinating framing I've ever seen in a video game happens around Xion. Whenever people look at her, they see her hood up. They see a faceless copy of Sora, a feminine-looking robot. But Roxas sees Xion, this wonderful girl. Whenever the camera is focused through his eyes, whenever the cinematic language says that the scene is being controlled by someone who cares about Xion as a person, she looks like Xion. But whenever someone who doesn't respect Xion sees her, whenever the camera is focused through their eyes, she's just wearing a hood, a faceless husk. But a wonderful moment happens. When Axel finally sees her as a person and becomes her friend, now, suddenly, he can see her face. A lot of things happen during the entire year. Roxas goes through a coma. Xion goes through a coma. Axel heads to Castle Oblivion and kills everyone. They slowly grow closer over time. They go all over the fractured Disney universe. And in the game, you experience every day, one by one, mission after mission, slowly switching between all the different characters of the organization, joining your group and your party as you fight endless and endless waves of Heartless. Fun little bosses. Roxas experiences more and more individual stories about different emotions and things he needs to learn. Like most Kingdom Hearts games, there are a series of episodic adventures where the character is slowly learning different lessons that relate to the overall theme of the story. A lot of these adventures are turned into a few paragraphs written on a screen in the animated cutscene version, but you can still tell how the story flows. A lot of people refuse to play the old game because it was made on a portable device and it hasn't been ported to a console yet. So most people experience it through a series of cutscenes with slides in between. And it's a very good experience. It's how I've always enjoyed the story. There are fan games being worked on, and I do want to experience the full game one day, and maybe make another video about that. But as they slowly explore the Disney multiverse and understand more about themselves, eventually Axel learns the truth, and he can't bear to tell them what's happening. They won't understand. They can't understand. Sayex tried to warn him not to get close to them, to treat them like things and not people. But Axel cares now. All this time he spent with them, getting to know them, teaching them how to be real, has gotten under his skin. Eventually, Xion steals Roxas's power to control the Keyblade, and Naminé reveals to everyone that soon, Xion will prevent Sora from waking up. If she becomes a real person, if the memories in her body intertwine with Sora's, if they become her memories, it will take too long to bring Sora back. Diz orders Riku to capture her and Roxas so that Sora can wake up in time for them to save everyone in Kingdom Hearts 2. But Riku doesn't do it. Instead, he gives her a choice. He sees the humanity in her, And when she learns the truth about who she is, and she accepts it, she's ready to sacrifice for the greater good. She makes a decision that's best for everyone. She runs from the cult, and Axel has to catch her. It's then when my favorite line in all of Kingdom Hearts is said. Axel looks down, upset. Everyone thinks they're right. He's caught between so many people. So many forces are trying to control him, and he just wants them all to stop. Why do they gotta cause him so much trouble? He brings Xion in, and Roxas learns the truth. Xion is a puppet. There is no 14th member of the organization. Her name is non-existent, whereas everyone else has their name shoved in with an X and rearranged. When you remove the X from Xion, you only have number I, an imaginary number with no soul. But Roxas says she's real. He knows she's real. She is Xion, not Sora, not a puppet, not a weapon, not a failed experiment. She's a person, and her name is Xion. Tragically, Xion dies in Roxas's arms. She turns to glass and fades away, and now she'll be forgotten by everyone. The chains that attach her memory to others are gone. They all remember her deep down, but they can't access those memories. She's a repressed memory, nothing but a lost thought. After she's gone, Roxas leaves, and Axel is all alone. And that's the second Kingdom Hearts 2 begins. You can play Kingdom Hearts 2 without knowing any of this. And most people do. In fact, almost everyone did. The games came out so close to one another, and seeing as one was on a different system, most people didn't even have this context. But despite the 4-hour tutorial, and people still not knowing all of this, you can still feel all that emotion. And this story is why the depth of the organization isn't something that was made up with vague lines. It was built on incredible character work, slowly building a cult of wacky guys. 13 incredible characters with their own motivations and struggles, who together show us what it's like to be lied to be indoctrinated, manipulated, and used. Days shows us that no matter how much someone dehumanizes you, no matter how isolated you are, or how much others are in control of what you do, the simplest of moments, just getting some ice cream with a friend, can change you. People are what give our lives meaning, and when you lose someone, it can destroy you. Days is an incredible story, and I wish that the creators would just make a goddamn remake already. But at least there are multiple fan projects trying to do that for them. And maybe one day, we can all truly enjoy this story completely. Anyway, I'm Aloney the Bard, and that's what I know about that. Thanks for listening. Bye. Whew! That one was way better than I thought it was gonna be. I actually commented on the entire movie for Days live about a week ago. It's very long, it's about 3.5 hours, and I make many, many jokes. I'm still streaming every day. I'm a little bit over halfway through Kingdom Hearts 2. So if you want to join in on the fun and cheer me on as I continue to go farther and farther into these games, I'm streaming every day at 6 p.m. until I beat them all. I am 25 days into my marathon, and I'm getting tired, but it's getting good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, check out this old one about the organization, or this one about Xemnas and how he created it. At the end of my end card, you can see the 3.5-hour commentary VOD right there. I hope you like this one. See you loners later. Bye.